Yeah, I don't really care about the haters. I don't watch hater videos.
Hi curselings. Today we're getting caught up on this mad mama because it's a lot. Remember how I said back in July that there's a lot more to this story than Veronica was telling us? Yeah, well, it turns out that I was right. And it is so much worse than Veronica initially led us all to believe. So let's get into it, shall we? Beginning with the lead situation. Last we heard, Veronica's problems revolved around the lead paint in her home, with the health department recommending that Veronica replace the windows outright to permanently resolve the problem.
So I asked, and it's because the lead inspector said that the windows need to be replaced.
A solution that would have cost her roughly $10,000 to do, money that Veronica didn't have, but that she totally could have made if she wanted to.
Do you know that I make between $1,200 and like $10,000 a month on social media?
With this $10,000 solution looming over Veronica like a moody storm cloud in a low-budget horror film, it seemed like she didn't have much of a choice if it meant getting her 4 youngest kids back. That was until her August 3rd vlog, when Veronica revealed that a follower had reached out to her privately and told her about lead encapsulating paint.
So, someone messaged me on TikTok and they were like, there's a paint you can buy that seals lead paint instead of removing it. I didn't know that.
You know, the thing her audience had been yelling at her about since the beginning of July, among other DIY solutions. That? Who would have thunk it? Veronica, excited by this new, shinier, cheaper solution, would go on to tell us that she had already contacted CPS about it and was now just waiting for them to give her the okay, which she seems to have gotten since posting this vlog.
So I asked a social worker if that would be good enough, and she said she's going to check with the lead department, but they think that that might be good enough, and if we can get that done, that baby should be able to come home. They're going to get back to me because they want to make sure, you know, like kind of check with the health department or lead department or whatever it is.
We also got a little more information about the lead in Veronica's $20,000 fixer-upper, as it's not just the window and door frames, but also, it seems, her kitchen floor.
But yeah, it'll be much cheaper, so I'll only need like probably a few $100s instead of thousands. So that's, I'm hoping. They're just going to double check with the health department because they want to figure out what to do about the kitchen floor, because there's a couple spots where there's paint on the kitchen floor. I feel like there's so little paint on the kitchen floor, it would make more sense to just scrape it off and then sand down the floor or whatever, but they're like, maybe we should just cover it up. And so yeah, so they're going to get back to me on that too.
It also appears that Veronica was aware of the lead paint prior to her coma, just as we had previously suspected, stating in her August 16th TikTok live that it wasn't her fault that there was lead in her home.
So the lead was painted over. So saying I put them in a dangerous environment is really not fair to me. I bought a house. I bought a home.
And that people saying that Veronica ignored the lead on purpose was, quote unquote, really mean.
Saying don't support creators who put their kids in harmful environments is like really mean, because I didn't, you know, willfully put my kids in a harmful environment. I just bought a house and there was lead and I covered the lead, and it wasn't good enough after, what, 4 years? So.
Because I guess she had tried to fix it with incompetence.
I painted, but the paint chipped off because it was painted over the lead paint. We did what we had to do. It's just, unfortunately, it came off. And how was I to know, you know, that there's a paint that goes between it? I didn't know.
As for the lead poisoning, my suspicion that more than one child had tested positive would also be confirmed on August 21st in this social media post made by Veronica's niece. We now know that at least 2 of the 4 kids currently in foster care have tested positive for lead, if not all 4, which is not what Veronica had originally told her audience back in July.
The babies are going to be home too, but the only thing slowing that up is that Modi tested positive for lead, so I've got to have the health department figure out everywhere the lead is so I can get it all taken care of.
But her story doesn't keep changing.
So I keep seeing comments saying that my story is changing. My story hasn't changed. I'm just telling you guys what happened.
Regardless of which kids tested positive for lead or not, it seemed like there was finally a light at the end of this lead-lined tunnel. Veronica could paint over the lead with the correct sealant and life could go on, right? Wrong. Turns out the lead was the least of Veronica's problems, as her house was due to be condemned on August 22nd.
CPS was going to help me with it until we figured out that the roof needed to be fixed, and the city did not give me a lot of time either. They gave me until August 22nd.
Yep, you heard that correctly.
Until August 22nd.
Just a fun little factaroony that Veronica decided to casually drop onto her audience less than a week before it was due to go into effect. It's no big deal, right?
Right now, the house is due to be condemned on like the 22nd.
Now, houses don't just get condemned on a whim. There needs to be a reason for the municipality to deem a structure unsafe. And in this case, the city decided that Veronica's roof was no longer safe for occupancy, as I guess part of the roof was falling off.
Condemned because the roof is broken, and there's like the part of the roof is falling off.
As to how it got like that, well, Veronica was less forthcoming, at least initially, claiming in the TikTok live that it was because of damage from a recent windstorm. Okay, girl.
Yeah, we had really bad windstorms. I think that's what fucked up the roof.
The thing is, it's not like a tree fell on her house. A healthy roof doesn't just suddenly start to fall off because of some wind, meaning that the only way her house could have been condemned was if there were pre-existing problems that had been neglected. Something that we know for a fact was happening because Veronica told us as much last summer.
It did have some damage, but nothing terrible. If I put $20,000 into this house, you know, I'd be what, $40,000 into it. Even still, it's worth way more than that. You know, like I could probably turn around and sell it for $140,000 if I wanted to. So it was worth it, very worth it for me.
Well, that aged poorly. As for why Veronica didn't repair her roof sooner, she says it was because she used the money for back-to-school clothes last year.
I was doing okay for a little while last year, but I basically spent everything that I made on the kids' school clothes, and I thought I was going to make more money and I would get the house and stuff fixed then, but I don't know, I just couldn't do it anymore.
Which she would go on to defend and even double down on in this TikTok she posted on August 26th, writing in the video description, "Well, I actually took my kids back to school shopping last year. It was necessary. They needed new clothes and it was everyone's first year in public school. I can't regret buying the kids what they needed just because we need things this year." Of course, what Veronica doesn't bother to mention is that when she did her back-to-school shopping last year, she bought her children expensive name brand clothing, like this pair of Vans shoes. So yeah, but they needed them, right?
$89.
If you like them, it wouldn't matter. I guess I wasn't really looking for anything, so.
As for her roof, Veronica would show us in her August 19th vlog, pointing at her chimney on the literal verge of collapse, as well as the part of the roof that the city took issue with.
Chimney thing has to come down because it's breaking, and the roof needs to be repaired, but they don't just want the repair, they want the whole roof done. So I don't know what the hell that's gonna cost.
Bestie, That is rotted. It can't be for real. As to the dubious structural stability of her roof, Veronica wouldn't actually confirm that there was indeed rot until August 26th in the comments under this TikTok, confirming it again in this follow-up TikTok.
The city wants to condemn my house because the roof is rotten.
Where Veronica explained the scope of her current predicament.
It's not shingles that need to be fixed. So it's not just shingles. Here, I'll back up. Yeah, it's rot.
So just to recap, on August 16th, Veronica tells us that her house is due to be condemned on the 22nd.
There was a new issue that came up with the roof. It's a whole thing. I'm probably going to make a video about it, so for anyone who missed some of it, you know.
With only 7 days remaining on her deadline to do something, anything, to prevent this from happening. Surely, Veronica must have taken steps to at least delay the inevitable, right? Right? No, not at all. In fact, the only thing that Veronica had done by August 16th was apply for a grant to have her roof fixed.
So I applied for a grant to get my roof fixed.
She hadn't called any roofing companies yet to get a quote.
No, I haven't gotten a quote yet. I don't know what I'm doing.
Nor had she requested the city to grant her an extension, saying that she needed the quote first or something.
Well, I don't have an appointment yet for the roof because I still have to get an extension.
Nor does Veronica have a plan if and when her house is condemned.
No, I don't have anything set up for after the house is condemned because there's nobody that's gonna rent to somebody with no money and a big family, so.
In fact, Veronica doesn't even know what will happen once her house is condemned.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. If the house gets condemned, you have to move out. I'm assuming so.
The answer, by the way, Veronica, is yes, they absolutely will kick you out of your home, which means that Veronica and her kids would likely become homeless.
But yeah, we have nowhere to go. Literally nowhere. The kids will probably end up back in foster care, and I don't know where I would go.
Which is why it's such a good thing that Veronica is on top of this situation and didn't do something reckless like adopt a kitten. Just kidding. Turns out, when Veronica received notice from the city about her house being condemned, a notice that she received at the end of July, by the way, she decided to just ignore it.
And I did find it out, last month, but I was just like so shocked. Like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, are you kidding me? Right the fuck now? When I have all these other problems? Like, I can't. And I didn't even want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with it. And I guess that's irresponsible, but I'm trying now.
Honestly, irresponsible doesn't even begin to describe this. As for that grant Veronica applied for, she didn't think she was going to get it in time.
I was waiting to see if I heard back about the grant first, but now it's getting to be too late, and I just don't know when.
Mostly because of her unpaid property taxes.
So I applied for a grant to get my roof fixed, but I'm behind on my property taxes.
Told you it gets worse. I'm laughing in disbelief. I am laughing because I don't know what else to say except to be angry, because what the fuck? See, it turns out that Veronica owes about $1,700 in unpaid property taxes, which Veronica says she will need to set up a payment plan for, meaning that she hasn't done that yet either.
So I applied for a grant to get my roof fixed, but I'm behind on my property taxes, so I have to get on a payment plan, which is about $1,700.
This also seems to just be a trend for Veronica, because in this video that was posted to Reddit 8 months ago, her kids were actually teasing her about her unpaid taxes and possible homelessness.
Hey, Mother, wait, Mother, it's for homeless man. You don't, Mother.
This is like $2.
Mother, it's for a homeless man.
You're not homeless.
It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me.
after we lost the house because we couldn't pay the taxes, all the snacks have been the best thing.
Another gem that aged poorly, eh? But wait, there's more! Because in her August 3rd vlog, Veronica also admitted to having trouble keeping up with her bills.
I'm just feeling really overwhelmed because I got the water bill today. Actually, our power was shut off this morning for a minute, and I was like, what the heck? I mean, we didn't get a disconnect notice, and they were like, oh, well, the owner or the person who's, you know, the bill is in their name said to turn off the power. I was like, what are you talking about? No, I didn't.
Apparently, Veronica's neighbor accidentally set up their electrical service using her address back in April.
And then they checked, and apparently the neighbor accidentally had the power turned on in their name because they gave the wrong address. And he was like, yeah, it's been in the wrong person's name since April. Did you not notice you weren't getting bills?
Which she didn't notice until now.
I was like, you know what? I didn't even notice.
That's a pretty big oversight, don't you think?
So now they're gonna, like, you know, they're gonna charge me for that. So that's gonna be power bills since April hitting all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh my god.
So obviously Veronica blamed it on her post-coma brain fog. Obviously.
I guess I forgot. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I forgot that was a thing. It feels like ever since I was sick, I get forgetful. Like things that I used to remember, I don't really remember clearly anymore. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than it's just my thinking is a little different. I'm having a bit of a hard time.
Even though Veronica has had her power shut off in the past for non-payment, like last May or whatever.
Oh, power's off.
That time, she blamed it on her ex, Marty. Are you starting to see a trend yet, curslings, or am I still being too harsh? And then, on top of the unpaid bills and property taxes, Veronica says she also owes the city $600 for mowing her lawn all summer. She just can't seem to catch a break.
I actually did try asking it at church already. I couldn't even get help mowing my lawn. So, and now I owe $600 because the city keeps mowing my lawn.
Now this definitely isn't Veronica's fault. She would have totally made her kids mow the lawn, it's just that she doesn't own a lawnmower.
The older boys can't mow the lawn because we don't have a lawnmower.
Nor does she have the money to buy one at the moment.
And I don't have the money to buy one. I know, and I don't even have $400 to buy a lawnmower. I have $400, but then if I spend that, now I won't have any money towards my property taxes.
And she sure as hell isn't gonna buy a used lawnmower. Are you crazy? What if it breaks down?
The problem, again, with buying something used is what if it breaks now? I can't fix it. I don't know anything about lawnmowers.
I just don't have a lawnmower. And I know I could get like a used one, but I mean, how do I know? I don't even know how to start a lawnmower. This is just not something I've done before.
Besides, Veronica doesn't know how to mow the lawn, let alone buy a lawnmower.
You know, I've never mowed the lawn before. I don't know how to start a lawnmower. I can barely turn on a lighter.
I don't even know how to use a lawnmower. I've never used one myself. I don't know. I don't know how to buy a lawnmower.
She needs a man to do that for her. I added that last part about the man, but it's true.
My ex used to do that stuff.
Veronica has been whining a lot lately about needing a man to help her deal with everything because it's just too hard.
I wish that I had like a partner because I'm overwhelmed and frustrated.
She's just a poor single mom doing the best she can.
Yeah, we don't get any kind of help at all from him, and so I'm just a single mom trying to do this crap on my own. Hold on, I'm switching my glasses.
Now, obviously, things aren't looking super good for our Veronica at the moment. But fortunately for everyone, especially her kids, Veronica would get off her ass and actually do something about her impending homelessness. Thank fuck. First, she tried calling the city to get an extension, where she basically dumped everything I just told you onto some poor, unsuspecting city employee.
I'm calling because I have a violation notice, and it said I have to comply by 8/22, which really gave me like less than a month, and it wants me to fix my roof, and like that's a lot of money, and like now it's like next week and I can't come up with like 40 grand in a week, and I don't want to lose my house because I have 12 kids, and I'm just freaking out a little bit.
Including the part about how she was in a coma in June, which honestly we should just turn into a drinking game at this point.
Yeah, because that's not enough time either, because like I said, I was in a coma in June.
Come by.
Like, I don't have money. I have like no money. And if I don't get the grant, I would need at least a few months to try to come up with money.
Despite playing all her best sympathy cards, though.
Well, I have no idea, because I don't even know how much it costs to fix a roof. I have no idea how to do anything with it. I did apply for a grant, and I was hoping that that would help, but I haven't heard back from that yet. I'm just really overwhelmed, and I'm just freaking out a little bit, you know what I mean?
Veronica's call to the city would remain fruitless, with Veronica concluding that she'd just have to go in person on Monday, August 20th.
Monday I have to go down and see if I can beg them to hold off on taking my house and give me more time to come up with the money for the roof. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time.
We're really cutting this close.
I don't know what I'm doing.
She even vlogged it, sharing her comedy of errors in this August 24th vlog.
So I've never actually set foot in this building. My ex used to take care of, like, you know, going in and taking care of the water bill or whatever. So I don't even know where the entrance is, so I've got to go figure that out. And it's raining, which sucks, but I have to ask them.
Where she gets lost and has to ask someone where to go to stop her house being condemned.
Just the police entrance. So once you go around the front, you'll see the police station as soon as you turn into the right. All right?
Well, I'm sorry, because I thought that was on the other side. I need the side where you tell them not to condemn your house. That's where I'm trying to go.
Veronica also admitted in her August 19th vlog that she still hadn't gotten a quote yet for the roof because she wasn't sure how to do it, I guess.
But they don't just want the repair, they want the whole roof done. So I don't know what the hell that's gonna cost. And I haven't even figured out how to get a quote. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Even though in her August 16th TikTok live, she said that she had a friend who knew roofers who could give her a quote.
I'm talking to someone who says that they know roofers and can get me a quote. Like I said, I just don't know what I'm doing.
So things were looking grim. That was until August 21st, when Veronica suddenly and spontaneously posted a link to a GoFundMe for $25,000.
I'm really stressed out already and been going through a lot. And so if anyone wants to help, I have a link tree in my bio with the GoFundMe.
Now, you may remember that Veronica was initially resistant to the idea of making a GoFundMe back when all of her problems just required $10,000 to replace her lead-ridden windows, saying that she preferred to paint and vlog to raise the funds instead.
I know everyone's like, make a GoFundMe. I haven't made a GoFundMe because I feel bad. Like, I don't know.
That was such a simpler time. Veronica was also similarly resistant to this idea in her August 16th TikTok live, saying again that she felt bad about making one.
I don't know. I'm really, really torn about the whole GoFundMe thing because I'm not trying to beg. I want to be able to earn the money. I just feel bad, you know?
And also because she didn't know how much money she would need to raise due to a lack of a quote from roofers.
Yeah, and the problem with the GoFundMe is I don't know how much to make it for. What if I ask for $15,000 and I need $40,000? You know what I mean? Then it's not really gonna help.
Telling her audience that they could support her instead by watching her videos and buying her art.
And if anyone wants to donate directly, I do have my This Mad Mama Cash App, but I'm not doing a GoFundMe, so if you want to contribute, that's the most direct way. Otherwise, if you just want to help out but don't want to send money, that's fine. Please just watch the videos or just put them on the background. You don't actually have to watch them.
Well, for whatever reason beyond my comprehension, Veronica seems to have changed her mind. I guess she doesn't feel so bad about the idea of becoming homeless. She would also confirm in the description of her GoFundMe that she had been granted a 30-day extension to fix her roof, writing, "I did not want to make this. It's a desperate cry for help. I'm a single mother of 12 offspring, 10 of which are still living at home. Our house is due to be condemned in 30 days if we can't get our roof fixed. By the way, she's totally lying here. Only 6 of her 10 children are currently living with her because the youngest 4 are still in foster care.
4 of them are actually already in foster care because I was in a coma in June. So those kids, those 4 youngest, my youngest, are going to be home as soon as we get that fixed. So that's why I'm saying 10 kids at home, because they will be at home as soon as the roof is fixed.
Veronica would then clarify this extension further in the description of this August 26th TikTok, writing that her deadline is now September 18th. However, I don't think she's gonna make it in time, as at the time of this recording, Veronica's GoFundMe has raised about $430, so I'd be really surprised if she gets the money in time. I'm also not convinced that the city will keep granting her extensions, given that she bought the property knowing that it needed repairs, including probably the roof. There's also the issue of the rot. If there's significant rot requiring wood to be replaced, like Veronica says,
the beams are all rotted out and it's all messed up and a professional needs to come fix it. That's why it's so much.
Then there's likely water penetration into the house as well, which in turn means that there's likely black mold too, which in my opinion is way worse than having lead on your windows and door frames. And I'm not the only one who's wondering if there is water damage. When this person asked about it in Veronica's comments, Veronica dodged the question, replying snippily, "Knowing it needed to be fixed didn't make me rich enough to fix it. I was in a coma in June." So the answer is probably yes. There is water penetration and mold. But we kind of already figured that this was the case because you can see the water staining and black spots in her old content. Now, a lot of people have wondered if Veronica could take out a loan to get the money, which Veronica actually addressed in her August 16th TikTok live, saying that she can't because she maxed out her credit cards at Christmas.
I can't take out a mortgage. I think that you have to have good credit for that, and I fucked up my credit when I went Christmas shopping for the kids, and I stopped making good money right around January. So I couldn't really pay it back. I paid what I could for the first couple of months, and then I just fell way behind.
You know, the Christmas where she spent over $8,000 on presents alone. Yeah, I'm sure the debt collectors will be coming to call soon for that too. Others have also asked about house insurance, which we've already confirmed that Veronica does not have. And even if she did have homeowner's insurance, her roof was a pre-existing problem, so it wouldn't have been covered anyway. Finally, people have asked if the Doherty Dozen are going to help Veronica with her roof situation, with folks even tagging Alicia Doherty on both TikTok and Instagram. This Veronica also addressed in her TikTok live, saying that she hadn't asked Alicia Doherty for help yet, but if Alicia wanted to help her, she would be very grateful for it.
I'm still friends with Alicia, and I know a lot of people keep telling me to beg her for money, but I'm not doing that either. Now, if she wanted to offer something, that'd be great, but I am not going to ask her. She's done a lot for me in the past already, and I don't feel right about it.
Unfortunately, though, for Veronica anyway, I don't think Alicia Doherty is gonna throw her a bone or buy her a new roof, as Alicia just remortgaged her house to pay off her own unpaid taxes, so birds of a feather, I guess. And yeah, that's it for this video. Talk about a shit show, eh? And the crazy part is, this isn't even everything. There is so much more to cover. Like, we haven't even gotten into the food stamps and food insecurity yet, or the kids, signs of neglect and the CPS visits, or just Veronica and all of her bullshit. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Basically, this video was to establish context for everything else currently going on, which we'll get to in other video. We will be talking about it. It's just, there's no way. There's no way for me to cover all of it in one video. It would just, I'd be editing till Christmas. So yeah, just stay tuned. We will be getting to it. So yeah, that's it for me for this video. I want to thank everyone for liking, commenting, and subscribing, with a big thank you, as always, to my mods and my members. You guys are rad, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!
Haters, go fuck yourself.